Okay, I have read all your comments and I will share more about selling and replacing my GT3. Let's face it, some of the purchases that you make are less exciting. This is one good example. A backpack where I can throw in all my photo gear, just bang, 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 throw them in, close the bag, throw it on my back and head out. And the reason that I bought this bag was actually that I'm planning to do some traveling and I'm gonna bring you guys with me. I have said in so many videos that the composer of the art of driving is the tires. And yesterday I got a perfect opportunity to test out the winter tires Michelin gave me in November, since it was raining on ice. This is my road home, and normally you need to get some speed going for this corner in order to be able to hit that steep. It's not a steep, but if you look at it, it's quite uphill towards my house. And I am currently, whoa, look at my feet, it's just pure ice. I'm having problems, serious problem to walk on this surface. And that's how I'm gonna test the Michelin X-Ice North 4, because this morning my wife did not make it up for this hill. No, it's not a hill, slope. And anyway, I have just parked, so I don't have any speed coming up. It is parked directly on the ice, and I am going to try to start in the slope on ice with the Michelin X-Ice North 4 heading home. Let's see if I succeed. So here we go. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Inside the car. What am I doing? Ridiculous. Unbelievable, I'm moving. What is happening? I am going up. Grip, 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 grip. Ridiculous. For the benefit for the tires, in the top of the slope there were actually just greasy snow, and I think I got contact with gravel. Nevertheless, my wife's BMW 520DX drive struggles with its Hakkapeliitta wheels to reach home, and I don't. It starts to rain again. Unbelievable. What is this climate? This is what I have left. The commercial box I received together with Snow White, a small red model of the GT3, the commercial brochure and the box. And I guess Joe Lucito, I think that's how he pronounced his name, when he put some beautiful comments around me selling the GT3, he kindly asked me, how could I sell the car that provide me with the most intensive experience behind the steering wheel that I ever had? Valid question, much valid question. I think I got two categories of comments. One of them saying, wow, Janko, you're stupid selling the car, and the other half saying that, I understand why you sold it, but I agree to both, and I will regret that I sold Snow White. Definitely. But we have had so much stories, me and Snow White, and we didn't connect. And I had her for 14 months, and I believe she was parked in my garage for less than 6 months with all the issues that I had. And perhaps that's the biggest problem, isn't it? That when things start to go wrong, they kind of continues, and that's just how it is. And I did have an idea how to move forward. I thought that, okay, I will not be able to get another GT3, but I was naive. Yes, call me naive. It's okay that I would be able to get an allocation for a speedster. Then I will preserve the manual GT3 power and then add on top of it the element of nature driving a convertible. I guess that would have been the most spectacular moment for me. Unfortunately, I didn't get an allocation for speedster, so that was my top plan how to get around the issues I had with Snow White. The reserve plan I had was that if I wasn't able to get an allocation for a speedster, I might get the last one for the GT3 RS. Unfortunately, that didn't succeed either. So there are a microscopic chance if Sweden is getting more allocation in April, I might fight for another position, but my plans didn't work, did it? And where to go from here? Well, one thing is for sure, if the 992 GT3 will be natural aspirated and available with a manual gearbox, I would love to get the experience I didn't get with Snow White. I have already signed up for the Taycan and I'm eager to get hold and test out the electric vehicles from Porsche. Yes, I am the one that actually looking forward to that. But that will not replace the GT3. No, not at all. Perhaps only the BMW, who knows. And what to park beside of the Taycan, I don't know. There are some spectacular cars to be released during this year, and I'm pending back and forth all the time. So if you would like to know where is my thoughts, they are changing every day. In the comments, you have also asked me, how would you specify a 718? And I did specify a 17 back in December when the Cayman T was not released yet, and I wanted to do a driver's specification, so I selected the GTS. And during that time, the manual was not an option either. Before you start to option out your car, the most important thing is to think, how are you going to use it? In my example, I'm going to have it as a driver's car, a car that will be in the garage when you work, coming home tired, you want to get some, let's say, thoughts out of work, jumping into your driver's seat and have a proper drive. Therefore, I will not address attributes that's nice to have when you do your daily driving. I'm actually going to start with colors at this point, and I'm going to start with these two, the yellow and the red, and these are symbols of the calipers, because personally I love the Miami blue color. The problem with that is it, well, according to me at least, does not match up with the red calipers, and then I need to add the ceramic brakes to get it a perfect Swedish match. The problem though, then I have already spent 10,000 euro at least. Therefore, I will put the Miami blue unfortunately aside, and remember on the new 992, finally you can option out your calipers to always be black. If you look at the orange, the lava orange color, for me at least it doesn't match with the red as well, so this will go down the drain, because I think you should have a proper color if you have a driver's car. You don't have to blend into the traffic. And it leaves me with two options, the crayon or the Garmin red. And this actually works because we have seen it live. If you haven't seen my Carrera GTS review, please do, and there you can see it has a beautiful match. So for me, I would look into these two colors.
Take your time and make sure you go through all possible combinations before you make your selection.
So I have looked around. So the basis was the crayon and carmine red, and that's two colors that I really like. It stands out a bit since I will have the guard red calipers, because I will not spend it on the ceramic brakes, even though that's a bit tempting when you do a driver's car, because it will be a lighter car, and light is driving. So, but anyway, money is limited here, so I deselected the ceramic brakes. But I have also added white, standard white, and the reason for that is that, well, white is always white, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that, as I have said so many times, that the motorsport racing of Porsche has always been white. So I will not exclude it yet. But there is one thing that I have come to a conclusion. A driver's car is not about deviated stitching, a lot of leather interior. No, I'm gonna keep it simple. I will go with a standard black interior to make sure that I get the car focused. Something that I learned a lot when we specified Johan's Carrera T. So let's wrap up the configuration. Let's start with the color. As you saw, I fibbled around from different colors. I selected the carmine red. It is a beautiful color. It's difficult to photograph it and film it live. It is spectacular. I stick with the leather interior as well. So let's just take a brief look. The sport design package is standard on the GTS. I added the beautiful 5-spoked wheels with satin colors, tuning the contrast down a bit. I think it looks astonishing, and especially, let's switch to this here with the calipers. Again, we have connected the entire car. I think it looks beautiful. In the rear, remember that all 718s from 2019 will be equipped with sport exhausts. It is just the tails that are different, so if you want a single in the standard box or dual pipes in the sports pipes. Contribution to the 718, a car that I discovered 2018. Removing the GTS badge, I detuned the Porsche logo to get a clearer contrast and frame the rear end together with the black spoiler. We still have the GTS badge, by the way, at the door, so everybody knows we drive a proper GTS. I like the configuration. It's a driver's car. And if we just move forward inside a bit, we will find the GT sport steering wheel. And remember that I wanted to remove the Alcantara in this car, but with the bucket seat, according to the configuration, that is nothing I can do at this point. Obviously, you can pay Porsche and have them do anything, but this is where I leave it. I will have a leather steering wheel. We will have some Alcantara in it. We will have the connection with the carmine red interior. I think it looks great. It's going to be connecting the outside of the vehicle together with the inside. And I have the seats belt in red as well, so we will get a flow from the entire car. Remember also that I have the mandatory speed control, so you don't lose your driving license. And obviously, going to the next picture again, the 2-zone climate control that should be standard. Also, we have the rear park assist to make sure we don't hit anything in the back. I think that is pretty much it. I think it looks spectacular. I'm happy with the configuration. I kind of went a couple of €100 above budget. Let's hope I don't have to remove anything. But I think that's it. I will put a link below with the configuration. Again, remember, I selected the GTS model because it had all the driver's attribute, not because it was the larger engine displacement. And since that video was produced, the Cayman T was introduced, and if I would specify a car today, it will definitely be with the Cayman T and the spectacular 918 bucket seats. And remember, the Carrera T is spectacular. I got a great picture from Lind Major in UK of his spectacular 911 Carrera T, and I think the T model kind of sticks out. It kind of, for me, it has become, if you buy a T model, you say that you appreciate the art of driving. You're quite focused on driving, not the lap times. That's so distinctively different if you could appreciate the connection between the road, tires, steering wheel and your hands, and anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's about driving, right? And the T models like Lind's Carrera T or the spectacular Cayman T, actually spectacular, I don't know, I haven't driven it yet, but on the paper it looks spectacular. Cannot wait to drive the Cayman T, that's for sure. Anyway, until then, if you are not already, subscribe to my channel and we can continuously communicate and debate about the art of driving.